Good evening, South Mississippi. Meteorologist Taylor Graham here, bringing you your first alert forecast. As you probably could already tell, we did not have an early evening newscast tonight due to college football. We will be having our newscast tonight at 10 o'clock, and it will be happening on ABC after the game. Hopefully it goes on regular time on CBS. And we do have a lot to talk about in terms of the weather. Today, we saw a little bit more rainfall than previously expected, which was not all bad. We really do need more rain around here. And we do have a good bit of rain on the way by early Sunday morning. Most of tonight, though, is looking relatively calm. That being said, tomorrow morning, even before the sunrise, we'll start to see some showers and thunderstorms move in from the west, and it's very likely we are going to see rain in at least some form or fashion early Sunday morning. Speaking of tonight as well, it's still going to stay pretty breezy, especially along the coast. We're keeping that wind out of the east and southeast, and that may also lead to some coastal flooding overnight tonight. Now, emphasizing coastal flooding is not related to rain. That is the wind helping to push in the tide a little bit more along the coast and in some low-lying areas. So primarily between 4 a.m. tomorrow morning through about noon tomorrow, that's going to be our best chance of seeing some showers and storms. If I want to get more specific with that, more so the 7 to 10 o'clock time frame, forecast model starting to get in a little bit better agreement with that. But generally speaking, I would plan on a stormy Sunday morning for many of us. We will be seeing showers and storms moving from the west to the east, and it will be bringing with it a good bit of rainfall. Now, once we get into Sunday afternoon, I do anticipate most of the rain to move out of the way, not all of it. We still may see a few showers linger in the afternoon, but again, the bulk of the rain tomorrow mainly going to be throughout the morning. Now, there is going to be a chance for a few strong to even severe thunderstorms. The overall severe weather risk with this system is on the low end, but it's not completely zero. We are not anticipating a big severe weather outbreak, but some of these thunderstorms could have some gusty winds within them, possibly upwards of 60 miles per hour. It really depends on if we get enough of that warm and stable air to move into South Mississippi. And there is also a chance for a brief isolated tornado tomorrow morning. Again, doesn't look like a big widespread severe weather outbreak, but because we do have a low end risk of that, it is a wise decision to have a way to receive weather watches and warnings early Sunday morning, especially if you plan on sleeping in a little bit more. There's also the chance of some localized flooding. Now, we haven't really seen a lot of rain around here lately, still seeing drought conditions, but a quick 1 to 2 inches of rainfall not out of the question. And by the end of it all, by the end of Sunday, many of us will have picked up 1 to 2 inches of rain, it looks like. Some of those stronger thunderstorms may be able to produce some heavier downpours. It's warm outside, it's breezy, it's also on the humid side as well. We have dew points in the upper 60s. You may be able to tell that today it felt a little bit more humid outside. Temperatures right now along the coast for the most part are in the mid 70s, and the wind has really begun to pick up a little bit more ahead of this low pressure system. As of right now, most of the rain has moved out of the way. We did see some showers and even a few thunderstorms earlier this afternoon. A lot of that has fizzled out at this point. So first alert radar, fairly quiet. That being said, we still could see some coastal flooding overnight tonight as we approach high tide. So that's going to be happening from about midnight until 3 o'clock along the coast. You may see some flooding in some low-lying areas. Again, this is not related to rainfall. This is the strong east to southeast breeze pushing in the water a little bit more, causing tides to be a little bit higher. So do be aware of that. Coastal flood advisory remains in effect until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. As for the bigger picture, we can see quite a few showers and thunderstorms with this area of low pressure off into East Texas. That's the cluster that we are going to be watching traveling literally hundreds of miles as we head into Sunday morning. And it does look like some of those are going to be able to hold together to sustain themselves. And that, again, that's what we're going to be watching on Sunday morning. Now, notice that what we call that stationary front right there, if that moves a little bit more to the north, that means we'll get some of that warm, unstable air from the south to move over us. That could provide some fuel for some stronger thunderstorms. That's really going to be a key player in if we see any strong to severe thunderstorms or not. Generally speaking, the severe weather risk is low, but the Storm Prediction Center has highlighted that area where we may get some of that warm, unstable air. Again, it's a level 1. marginal risk. It's not going to be a big outbreak, but we just want everyone to be on guard tomorrow morning. Just be aware of that, just in case we do see 1 or 2 warnings pop up here in South Mississippi. And this risk also extends into southeast Louisiana, parts of the Florida Panhandle, and Alabama. Do be aware of that as well if you are going to be traveling, especially in the morning. So over the next few hours, relatively quiet. It is going to be breezy, but in terms of the rainfall over the next few hours, not anticipating very much. But notice here, as we get into Sunday morning, this has stopped around 5 a.m. We will be watching showers and storms approaching us from the west. Now, the timing of this may be an hour or two off on either side. This is a guidance model, and the key word there is guidance. This is just giving us a general idea of when these showers and storms are going to be passing through. But again, really looks like during the morning hours, even close to the sunrise, we're going to be seeing showers and storms moving into South Mississippi. So some of these showers and thunderstorms may produce some heavy rain in a short amount of time. Could be some localized street flooding. I would not be surprised at that. This latest run of Futurecast shows most of the rain moving out by about 10 o'clock in the morning. There are some other guidance models showing it lingering a little bit longer. So until we get to lunchtime, I would say rain chances are going to be on the high end. Once it's all said and done, I do expect many of us to pick up about 1 to 2 inches of rain, and I wouldn't rule out a few lingering showers in the afternoon. It's not going to be as rainy as the morning, but if you have any afternoon plans, just a heads up, you may still be dealing with a little wet weather, but the majority of the heavy rain will be gone at that point. And then drier air moves in by Monday morning. We'll cool back down into the low to mid 60s. Monday afternoon, looking pretty warm. We'll be in the upper 70s and low 80s. And if we are to see a little more sunshine tomorrow, we'll be back into the low 80s. But if the clouds stick around, we're more so going to be in the 70s by Sunday afternoon. So like I said, 1 to 2 inches of rain, that's looking pretty likely at this point. I wouldn't rule out some higher amounts, some locally higher amounts within these stronger thunderstorms. But a widespread 1 to 2 inches seems to be a pretty safe bet at this time, which is really nice. Now, I know we may not want the wet weather during the weekends with all these Halloween activities going on, but we really do need more rain around the area. So hopefully this can help us out just a little bit. Even though Monday and Tuesday are going to be warm, we are still looking at a big cold front moving in by early Wednesday morning. Behind it, we will be seeing a big dip in the jet stream or a trough. So much cooler air is expected to move in from the north. And this is going to be impacting the eastern half of the country, the southeast, the Gulf Coast, even parts of Florida are going to be able to get in a little bit on this cool down for the last few days of October. And obviously, this is also going to be impacting Halloween. So while we are anticipating temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s the next few days, by Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for Halloween, it's actually going to be feeling more like fall at that point, like a legitimate fall feel. High temperatures may even struggle to get into the 70s at times by Wednesday and Thursday. In fact, I actually knocked down our high temperatures a little bit on Thursday. For those of you that have been wanting some true fall-like weather, it's definitely on the way by the middle to end of the week. Hopefully your Halloween costume is going to keep you warm this year. Our morning lows by Thursday and Friday are going to be in the 40s. It's going to take a little bit longer for that cooler air to move in by Wednesday morning. So technically the cold front will be moving in Wednesday morning. We may not feel it as much early in the morning. You're definitely going to notice it though by the end of Wednesday and especially into Thursday and Friday and even into Saturday of next week. Our morning lows are going to stay in the 40s, which is actually well below normal for this time of the year, roughly about 5 to 10 degrees below normal for Gulfport. So again, if you've been wanting some true fall-like weather, it is on the way. And in addition to the cool down, dew points, the humidity going to be much lower by Wednesday and Thursday. Notice there they crash completely into the 40s, maybe even into the 30s. So some very dry air is on the way by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And speaking of that, really looks like our rain chances for Halloween this year are going to be slim to none. Now, even though we do anticipate a pretty big cool down for Halloween, not necessarily going to be one of the coolest Halloweens on record, at least the top 5, but I do remember a few years ago, 2023, we only had a high temperature of 64 in Gulfport. So that made the top 5 coolest Halloweens, at least during the day. These are the lowest max or high temperatures. But it doesn't seem like we're going to be quite that cool this year. However, based off of where we've been, the low 70s, that is a pretty significant cool down, and with that drier air, definitely going to be feeling like fall. Unfortunately, on a heavier note, turning into the tropics, we do not have any threats to the Gulf Coast. However, a very dangerous situation is going to be unfolding in the Caribbean, specifically Jamaica, over the next few days. Melissa became a hurricane today. It is rapidly intensifying as we speak. It was a Cat 1 just a few hours ago. Now it is a Cat 2. Winds are at 100 miles per hour. I can even tell on satellite it is wrapping up quickly, getting very, very strong, and it is now anticipated to strengthen into a Category 5 hurricane before making landfall, likely along Jamaica by Monday and into Tuesday. Not only are the winds going to be incredibly powerful, another big issue is that Melissa is just moving very, very slowly. See here, it's actually moving only at about 3 miles per hour as of 7 o'clock. So that is a major issue. So not only are the winds going to be strong, Jamaica likely going to be feeling these hurricane force winds for hours upon hours. Extreme rainfall is anticipated with this system. And not only is Jamaica going to be impacted, but parts of Haiti and Cuba also likely going to be impacted by Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. But the steering currents with this right now are just so slow. It's not until the middle of the week that Melissa finally begins to move out of the way. And it may even impact part of the Bahamas by Wednesday before eventually heading out to sea. So my thoughts really do go out with the Caribbean, specifically Jamaica, Cuba, Haiti, especially Jamaica. This is going to be a very dangerous situation for that island. So my thoughts really do go out to them. I mean, thankfully for us in South Mississippi, looks like the tropics, we are not going to be dealing with any tropical systems. And on that note, if we do see, which we will see, some much cooler air move in by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, that's really going to drop temperatures down in the northern Gulf. So at this time, I don't anticipate any tropical issues for us, but of course the Caribbean is in for a really rough go of things over the next few days. Tomorrow morning, just to recap, very good chance of seeing some showers and storms, heavy rainfall, strong thunderstorms are going to be possible. Most of the afternoon is looking fairly calm, still could see a few isolated showers here or there. Things are turning drier by Monday and Tuesday, and that really big cool down on the way by Wednesday, Thursday, and into Friday for Halloween. High temperatures, upper 60s, low 70s. We'll see morning lows in the 40s. So we are certainly going to be feeling that fall chill in the air by the end of the week. So time now, we are almost at 8:30. We will be having our regular newscast coming up tonight at 10 o'clock and maybe going on a little bit later for ABC due to college football. Hopefully we are on time for CBS. So we will have the latest forecast guidance models on what we're watching tomorrow morning with those showers and storms. We'll have the latest update also on Hurricane Melissa. So we hope you join us then at 10 o'clock for the latest news and your latest forecast.